Everyone, welcome back. In this video, what we're going to discuss is actually getting a logo created or a header created for your site. Pretty much with every site that we make, we like to make it look as professional as possible. We want people to always think we're bigger than we are. We've been around longer than we have been. We want to come off with a real sense of professionalism, and I feel that you need a logo or some sort of professionally made header on your site to do that. So in this video, we're going to real quickly discuss some options to get a professional looking header or logo made for your website. So what you can see here on the screen is actually the learntoblog.com homepage, and the reason we're showing this page is because you can see the learntoblog.com logo. It's become, it's become fairly a well-known logo. It's become recognizable now. And this logo was actually made at a site called 99 Designs. Now, 99 Designs probably isn't the most cost-effective way to get a logo made. It's probably one of the more expensive ways. But the way 99 Designs works is you post the concept that you want for a logo. You go on there, you say, here's the ideas I have in mind, here's some logos I like from other sites, give them some ideas of what you're looking for, and then you'll get 15 or 20 designers all submit a logo to you, and you get to pick the best one out of all the logos that were submitted. So you'll get all sorts of concepts and all sorts of ideas that you never even thought about, and it's a really cool way of basically crowdsourcing a logo. You get a whole bunch of people to give you concepts, and you just pick your favorite concept. So you're gonna jump into one, and let's just show them what a competition looks like.
Sure, sure. It's a pretty cool system, and it's for those of you who want to spend some money and want to invest in design. And you can see here, there's a bunch of edits, there's a bunch of different variations of the logo, and you can provide feedback to the designers. You can eliminate entries to your contest, and you can give them feedback to move more towards what you're looking to create. So
yeah, here, scroll up to the top of this screen real quick.
Okay.
See, so that's the winning design, and you can see that this person specifically paid $299 for this logo. So realistically, this is probably the most expensive way to get a logo done, but it's probably the best way if you don't have a clear image in mind of what you want your logo to look like. Because you're going to get a ton of different people giving you concepts, and they're going to come up with concepts that you didn't even think about. So if you've got a brand name but have no idea what you're even going for with a logo, 99 Designs is probably the direction you want to go, even though it is a little more expensive.
Sure.
All right, so what do we got next?
So next is to kind of get clear on what you want. You gotta have an idea and some examples, because unless you're gonna waste a lot of money and a lot of time if you just don't have an idea or don't have an examples to give a designer, and that's where it costs more money. And we are all about, like Matt said, is like let's do cost-effective solutions, just inexpensive things to make things look great, and to step up the game, step up the professionalism. And other ways that we do that is, if we were going to create a logo for our site, we would use one of these these four sites. We're just going to talk about them really quickly. Fiverr is probably the least expensive and the least quality way to get something done. Obviously, you pay for what you get for it. You get for what you pay for. Mm-hmm. And if you would get a $5 logo, I mean, essentially, you're probably going to get some guy using like a template. But with Fiverr, it's great. You can outsource anything. You see all these cool things of different tasks people will do for $5. And you can get a logo created on Fiverr.
Why don't you type in logo into the search, just kind of see what sort of options are up there.
3D logo map mockup, design a great logo, logo design.
Click on the one that's got 376 votes there, the design a logo right above there. Because you can actually see some of the logos they've designed typically.
I think that's this one. Here we go.
Yeah, so
see the reviews. Let's check out these pictures here.
So you can see some of the logos. I mean, those are pretty damn decent logos for $5.
Decent, yeah. That's the key word, decent. Like, would you see a site and not having a logo versus having something like this? Even though it's not the greatest thing, it's not the Learn to Blog logo. it's still going to make you look much more professional than, if you're not ready to spend the $300 or more on a logo.
Mm-hmm. So real
More
simple.
examples. Look
And
at this.
and
This is
since it is such a low
awesome.
barrier too, and they are only $5, what I'll typically do with Fiverr is I'll say, okay, I'm going to invest $25 into a logo. I'll hire 5 different people on Fiverr to make me a logo, and for $25 I get 5 versions of a logo that I get to pick my favorite one.
Yeah. I mean, these are not bad. I mean, it's not bad. Okay, so that's Fiverr, the most cost-effective way. Here's two ways that it may be a little bit more time intensive, but you can still get a pretty cost-effective logo done, and that is through Elance, is one of the sites, and another site is Odesk.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I don't use Elance much. Most of my contractors that I hire are all on Odesk, just because it's easy for me to manage where they're all in one place. But you can find great designers in all areas.
Mm-hmm. And I just want
And
to jump in real quick.
please,
Our friend James Wedmore actually made an entire course called Six Figure Outsourcing Secrets, and it's made available to all the Learn to Blog members. So you can actually jump over to that, and he has all this training on how to use Elance and Odesk, and I think he even talks about Fiverr a little bit in it, but it's an entire course on how to use these services to get stuff like design done for you.
yeah, James outsources a lot to the Philippines, and he uses a site called onlinejobs.ph. I just typed in, for example, logo, and you can go through the people, in here. I'm gonna tell you. You can look at the prices, you can look at their portfolios and how much they charge per hour, and whatnot. Just some simple tips. I only deal with people that have 4.5 stars and above. I only deal with people that have had like $100 logged. And when it comes down to design, I prefer to outsource design to either the Philippines
Mm-hmm.
or Europe, because just the idea and the skill and the creativeness, they're very advanced and very comparable to what like a United States designer would do.
And
So like,
just along that same line, some of the best logos and some of the best graphic designers that I work with are from Eastern Europe, Serbia, Croatia, places like that are some of the best designers that I've found. And I mean, I don't want to be generalizing, but from my experience, those are the guys that I've found to be the best quality for the money.
yeah, you'll find great people, everywhere. We're just giving you tips because, look, I mean, we want to make it easier on you. People, if you're outsourcing to Europe, it's going to be more expensive. You could be paying $10 to $15 an hour, to maybe even $20 an hour for a good designer. In the Philippines, you could pay, $5 to, $15 an hour to get, the logo design. But look, you're gonna find great people everywhere. They're just there's a lot more in the talent pool in those areas.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to generalize and say anything about anybody's skills. The talent pool is bigger, and it's it might be easier to communicate your message. So that's all I want to say about that.
Cool.
The next site is logonerds.com.
Mm-hmm.
If you Google search, logo contests or design contests, you could probably find a ton of sites like logo, like 99 Designs, Logo Nerds. I've personally had logos created by Logo Nerds.
So have I. Yeah,
That has
jump over to businessandblogs.com. The logo on that site was made by Logo Nerds.
I had it up here. There you go. How much did you pay for something like this, though? Caricature?
$65 maybe.
Not bad. And you get a bunch of revisions and you get a smaller talent pool. Here's the example. 27, 47, 97. I think mine I paid. I forget which logo it was. I think I paid the $47.
Yeah, see, I did a character mascot design which says 97, but I believe I paid closer to 67 because I believe I found a coupon code. You know, when we do
Okay.
stuff like this, you can always do a search on Google for Logo Nerds coupon code, see what comes up, and maybe get a little discount. I believe I got it down to about $67 for my little caricature guy.
Very cool. Logo nerds, you get less in the talent pool. However, you can get it for a lower price, and they have a cool project management system where you can just go in there, type feedback, tell them what you want to change,
Mm-hmm.
and be done with it. Okay, so that's it as far as the actual creation process goes. I want to give you one additional site, and this site is going to help you as far as getting inspiration for your logos, and that's called logopond.com. I love looking through these logos, brilliant designs on here, and if you go through here, it's going to give your designers, if you save some of these sites, and you give them the links to these sites, copy and paste it, say, hey, I love what they've done with Hano. I'd like to get something similar, color scheme. Here's what I like. Here's what I don't like. And it will give you inspiration for your logos, but also it will make it easier and more cost effective for your designers to get something that's going to match what your vision is.
Now, can you buy these logos on Logopond? Are they for
You know what?
sale?
I don't think they're for sale. These are just like showing off. This
Gotcha.
is just
Because there's
yeah.
another site very similar to Logopond where they have logos that are already pre-made, and you can just change the text to your own text. Go to graphicriver.net. Go up to logos on the top right of the menu.
Go. Genius.
Yeah, see, now these are all pre-made logos that are just kind of images, and you buy these for $30 and you swap out the text.
So smart. I'm glad you brought this up because this is a great place to find logos and look at these. Look at this. It's a brilliant logo for $29. You can just fill in your content. So the last option we're going to provide you is we actually have a talented team trained and on staff that work with us, and they design from a point of view of marketing and creating results with your site. So I just want to show you a couple designs that our team did, and we'll make it available for you if you want to get logos and you want to get headers designed like as you're seeing here on my screen. If you want to get something like this created for your site, we can do that for you. So the strategy behind this is to create a simple text logo up for the top, and then have a big banner header image that will showcase, it could be your personal brand or whatever you're looking to promote. So over here, this is a ballet site. So obviously you got some ballet imagery in here, and logo here. So a header, logo. We'll put a link below this video for you to be able to access and see what kind of offers and pricing that we have for you. So that's our last option for design for your logo and header. It's not about being perfect. There's always room for improvement and going to the next level. There's always room for improvement. Don't get caught up in being a perfectionist. Sloppy success is always better than perfect mediocrity. Get it done. Get it done cost effectively. If you're ready to spend money on a logo, go for it. Do it. If you're not sure, get something cost effective like this. Get it done and get it out the door. Make it live.
Yeah, and we got to get a logo for Sleepy Bamboo, so we're going to go ahead and do that. We'll show you what we came up with and where we got it, and we'll move on from there.